Okay. Yes, I was just about to say that. Before I was part of the group activity. Before we begin this group activity, I would like you all to open up your cell phones because it is the 21st century, and I would like you to install an app called Kahoot. And Kahoot, if you're wondering, is spelled Kahoot, and go to it should be on either Apple or Android. And if there is a certain professor watching this group activity right now, I've reviewed with my students to make sure that they had the right technological devices required for this course. So they should all have cellular devices. All right, Raquel, do you have yours? Mariah, do you have? Oh, you both have Kahoot. Okay. Oh boy. Do what? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give you the. Oh, you. So Mariah, you got it set up. Raquel, you both have it set up, correct? Okay. So before we get started with this group activity, I just kind of want to jog your guys' memory. Did you have any questions for the material that we covered last time? And if you don't have any questions, was there any of the content that like stood out to you specifically about career counseling? That is, because remember we talked about the history and the different stages of development that it's gone through. Mhm. Okay. Very good. Was there any particular stage of development that you thought was interesting, or like a specific piece that you didn't know previously or prior to going into that lesson plan? Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things that we're going to try to do with this course. We're going to try to make it much more in depth, and we want to basically what we want to do is we want to try to give you some firm foundation to understand what career counseling is and the relevancy of career counseling in the field of counseling itself, so that by the time that you leave this course, you're going to be able to help your clients that much more by having this extra component in your training. And so that's what we're trying to do. And what we're going to be doing today to help try to solidify some of that information is I'm going to try to stir up some competition between you guys. I'm going to have you guys split up into two teams. It's going to kind of be like Double Jeopardy here, only not as cool as Double Jeopardy. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be answering multiple choice, and depending on how quickly you answer the questions, you're going to be scored upon that basis. And so, yeah, hopefully you have your Kahoot set up. Can you guys see this? Okay, the screen Kahoot. Okay, I'm going to go into Classic, and I'm going to give you guys a little Monty Python skit before we get started. While we're getting started, so you guys just type in that code and let me know when you guys are ready. Okay, Mariah, I see you. Oh, that's all right. Sometime later on in class, we'll review the skit. Oh, there you are. Okay, we will get started. Is everybody ready to go? All right. The first question. What is career counseling? Can you guys see these answers? Okay, cool. All right. Both answered this correctly. I promise not all the questions will be this simple. It's going to get harder and harder as we go along, so I want you to be prepared. What time period did career counseling first appear in the United States? Ooh, looks like you guys are paying attention. I have to make it even harder next time. Oh my goodness, Raquel has got the lead. Mariah, got to put your rally cap on now. What did FDR pass into law that increased career counseling jobs and resources? Wow. You guys are just on fire today. I don't know what's going on with this. Do you guys remember why FDR passed the New Deal around that time? What was going on in America's history? Yes, that's correct. America was going through a Great Depression, and there was a World War going on around that time. Well, it was actually it was starting up around that time. I know FDR was like elected 3 terms, so he was elected like way before America got involved in it. But the world was definitely going through a lot of economic turmoil as a result of all the conflicts that were going on around the globe. So yeah, the New Deal was created. A bunch of people got jobs, and then a whole bunch of career counselors got occupations trying to find people positions. Very good. All right. Cal still in the lead. Look at that little fire emblem right there. Both correct. The National Defense Education Act was passed due to competition between Russia and the United States. What was going on around this time? Does anybody remember what Russia was up to around that time? What did they do? Kinda. There was like something. There was something that Russia did that just like kind of like it kind of put us in check with our technological advancement at the time. They launched something into space. Remember? Yes, they launched. What was the satellite called? It was, yep, you got it. The satellite that was launched into space was Sputnik, and then America had to basically uh, re-strategize what they thought about education, and they had to pool resources into trying to get students trained to be increasingly more technologically savvy, and that helped out the counseling career as well. So very good. Mariah, oh boy, stole the lead. What major contribution did Frank Parsons make to career counseling? Not to be confused with Jeff Parsons. Oh boy. All right, who is the one who got established the Vocational Bureau of Boston? Who answered that? Mariah, good job. What's interesting about that was actually the very first career counseling organization opened up in the United States specifically to help people get jobs. Very good, Mariah. You're on fire. Yes, she did. She's earning and burning. She's snapping necks and cashing checks. What important phase did the U.S. economy go through in the 1980s? Ooh, very good. You were listening. The information age. Correct. So we had the introduction of all kinds of, well, we had the starting of like the internet, even though it wasn't really popularized until the 1990s. But we had a huge transition from paper and documents to working more online, things of that nature. Very good. True or false? The Omnibus Trade and Competitiveness Act assisted persons entering technical jobs in the 1980s. Is that true or false? True. Very good. Well, wait a second. You are good. Whoever answered that correctly, I believe that was Mariah. It was a very good guess. Okay, on to number 8. What major events took place in the 90s which helped develop career counseling? Hmm. All of the above. So, Job Training Partnership Act, increased and expanded internet use, increased awareness of multiculturalism. You guys remember us talking about that stuff during our previous lecture? Yes. We talked about the different areas that career counseling was starting to pervade into. We were talking about it. It's inward expansion. It's outward. It's above. It's below. Sorry, it's upward and it's downward expansions. One of the noteworthy things that we talked about during that last presentation was the fact that uh, career counseling started to look inward. And what that basically means is we started thinking not necessarily about trying to obtain people jobs as much as we can, but we were starting to reflect on how multiculturalism works into that. It was a very significant turning point for career counseling and the development of multicultural ethics into its enterprise. Very good. Raquel, come on. She's just unstoppable right now. Maybe. What does John Holland's typology suggest about career choice? People are drawn to specific careers based on their personalities. Does anybody remember reading about John Holland's from their career counseling courses? Anybody? Yeah, it was vague in my head before I skimmed through the book too. I'm not gonna lie, but basically, John Holland. If you've ever seen those graphs with it's kind of like it looks like an octagon or something, and it has like the different letters on the different points of the octagon with the different lines going through it. That's John Holland's typology. What he was basically saying is that certain personality traits will dictate how much you're drawn to certain careers. So if you're more of an introvert, you're going to be more drawn to maybe being like a librarian or something like that. Whereas if you're an extrovert, you're going to be more drawn to like public servitude, something along those lines. So very profound in shaping the way that we think about career choice in general. Good job, guys. You guys are just you're making me so proud. Okay. Where are we at now? 2,921 for Mariah. Six that. Hey, Raquel, you're still doing great. That's 6,700 sorry, 6,736 points. That's still fantastic, and you should be very proud of yourself. You're doing awesome. Yeah. Well, still, this is a this is a tough quiz, and Mariah's she's getting lucky on some of these, so you got to take that into consideration too. So, yes. Mm-hmm. That's it. True or false? Donald Super believed self concept to be constant throughout one's life. Hmm. Survey says, oh, yes, that was false. Donald Super developed a lot of different theories about individual development, and one of those things was self concept. That is like the person's belief and like their likes, their dislikes. All those are not constant, and they in fact change throughout one's life. I mean, can you imagine you guys like when you were 17 or 18 years old, fresh out of high school, you had the world in front of you, you had your entire future ahead of you. How different were you at that age to where you are now? Just think about all those differences that you can think of. Like if you can you imagine having a conversation with your 17-year old self right now? Like how awkward would that be? That'd be very strange. Yeah, so our self concept continuously changes throughout our lives. Exactly. You don't know. Identify all of Donald Super's developmental stages. Select all that apply. Yes. Ooh. Yes. They all apply. These are all of Donald Super's developmental stages. When I was like reviewing some of the notes throughout the book, it was amazing how similar some of these stages were to like Ericksonian stages. You know, just like you're exploring things, you're establishing your likes, your dislikes, you're maintaining those likes and dislikes. So very, very interesting stuff. If you guys ever get a chance, don't just read the career counseling book, but actually read some of Donald Super's articles on developmental stages. Good stuff. You're gonna get there, Raquel. We still got some questions left. Yuri Yuri Brunfenbrenner created a socio-ecological model. True or false? That is absolutely true. Do, do, Now, I'll give you an extra point if you can pronounce that name. Brunf. Can somebody pronounce it? Can somebody say that again? I can't. I still can't. You guys are okay. Bronfenbrenner. Yes, I had no idea how to pronounce that. But do you guys do you guys remember what the socio-ecological model was? OMG, ladies! This is a major. This is a major tenet of counseling in general. You know how you have like the person, and then they have all those different spheres of influence in their lives. You guys don't know what I'm talking about now? Yeah, that guy, Yuri, whatever you guys said, Berber, created the socio-ecological model. So very good. Um, uh, yeah, that could be something else entirely. I don't know. I just kind of they did a conference over at I think it was like ACA where they were talking about the socio-ecological model. That's probably the only reason why it's stuck. But yeah, very good stuff. Where are we at here? Oh, look at that. Raquel's shooting up. You're getting there, Raquel. You're so close. 13 of 15. Select the response that does not belong in the socio-ecological model. Hmm. Yes, it was a subsystem, macro system, microsystem, and exosystem. Let's see if we can go back uh, and get a picture of this. This is the lecture that we did the other day. Can you guys see this okay? All right, socio-ecological model. This is it right here. We got the individual, the interpersonal, organizational, community, and public policy. These are all Brenner's, whatever his name was. That is his main theory right there. So, yeah. And as you can see, subsystem is not on there. All right. Well, shall carry on. Nobody got any points for that. I just want you to look at those. I just want you to be ashamed of yourselves for not getting that. I'm just kidding. You got you guys are doing great. You gotta mix some classical and operant conditioning. OMG, look at that. You guys did it. What tasks are included in Super's developmental tasks? You guys said all the above: crystallization, specification, and implementation. Yes, you know how we talked about Super had the developmental stages? Well, we also had specific tasks associated with each and every one of those developmental stages. And all three of those are included. There's actually a fourth one, but I can't think of it for the life of me right now. Oh, Raquel just surpassed 10,000. Look at that. She is on fire. This is the last one. Gandalf the Grey was a what? A dolphin herder, a pilot of a Japanese boat, a wizard, and the best fantasy story ever written. Oh my goodness. You guys make me so proud. Oh, good. Yeah. Whew. You're missing out, Raquel. Woo! Raquel, you got in second place. Yeah, that's right. If you aim for perfection, you'll always land on excellence. Isn't that the saying? I think so. I think I read that on a fortune cookie one time. All right. So that's it. Do you guys have any residual questions after that performance? Yeah, good job, Mariah. Like you were a beast in it the whole way through. You should be very proud of yourself. I don't know what kind of prize I'm going to give to you, but I'm going to have to give you some sort of operant conditioning prize so that you want to achieve continuously. Okay, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. I've my office hours are located on my Google Drive or whatever it's called, Google Calendar, and you can reach out to me. We can discuss the possibility of you getting some extra points. All right. No promises though, because I don't want to do too many of that stuff because I might make Raquel jealous over here, and we don't want to do that. All right, you guys. No other questions? If that's it, I think we can go ahead and call this group activity a win and done. All right. So see you guys. Make sure you're studying Chapter 3 of Career Counseling. Vernon Zunker's book of career counseling, a holistic approach. If you are not reading your book, I will know that you're not reading your book. Okay. So we're going to do another quiz periodically, like a little pop quiz to make sure that you guys are paying attention. All right. And that is it. I will stop recording now.